Hey, Podcast America. Welcome to episode 86, I think, of the Enlightened Neanderthals podcast, brought to you by my company, Training Northwest. And what we have going on out there right now is I have a Fundamentals of Carbine course posted for June. That's going to be the only publicly listed single-day rifle class I will teach this year. There are a few openings still in both rifleman camps. A few people have dropped out. And for those of you guys who were sort of checked out because I had said they are sold out, really what that means is they are completely reserved and everyone has until February 15th to pay their full fee. So there may be some openings on February 16th. Those of you who did not get in time, just kind of stay tuned because there may be some opportunities coming up. Well, Michael, we kind of went down a few rabbit holes tonight.
Tonight we spoke about the forgotten Mario brother, Luigi, and it didn't really lead anywhere.
The green overalls.
Yeah, the greenest of overalls. And I don't know, maybe a little bit of ADD and Ritalin is the theme for tonight.
Maybe should be prescribed.
A little bit probably. A little jumpy.
Some conspiracy theories, some natural food selection.
Yeah. It was all
a lot
over
of
the board.
Interesting energy going on tonight, boys.
This is what it's like when worlds collide. Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the show, you guys.
Cutting wrap material.
Oh, is that? Okay, I got
For big 60-inch sheets. And then for the finer, it still works, but then the finer stuff, use a tinier blade.
Yeah,
You saw my EDC?
I was like, golly, dude.
That's for slicing up a hell of a line of Coke, dude.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Put a garden hose up your nose for it.
Well,
what are we talking about?
What are we talking about, boys?
All right.
I got a bourbon here because I've been in like grouchy, angry mode all day. So
really?
We go on a rant, or maybe I'll just cut loose and tell jokes all night.
Did you hit record already?
Oh, fucking A. The world wants to know about the life of a sticker installer, Mike.
Oh, my EDC.
So yeah, we have to try to. I know that you hold your trade secrets close, so we were trying to sneak in there on you.
My EDC isn't as good as you guys. You got pliers in your pockets. You got.
It's for pension kids.
Excuse me?
Just in case.
Did you pick it up at the Neverland Ranch gift shop?
MJ.
Yeah. Never forget that. Yeah, that's a good spot. Didn't he have like a roller coaster at his house?
That's what I
A
heard.
whole like amusement park.
Yeah, and a monkey. Dude. Right? Didn't he walk around with a monkey all the time?
Bobo. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Wasn't it Bobo?
Is that what its name was?
I thought so.
That's disgusting.
That's wild.
Having an amusement park at your, like, I guess growing up, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to have it.
I want to know about those parents
that sent them there.
Yes. Like here's a grown ass man who has turned his entire estate into a theme park for children so that he can invite a bunch of 14-year-old kids over to have slumber parties.
How old was he when he was doing that, though?
How does that not set off your fucking like dad alarm?
Yeah, red flags. Well, are you talking about the parents who allowed their kids to go there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
I know
the
they're
parents
thinking.
who raised
They're
him.
thinking if little Timmy gets fucked, we're getting paid. Of course, send them all to little MJ Ranch. Yeah.
Nathan, sorry.
You go 10 to 15 minutes of pain.
Yeah.
For
this family could
a
be
lifetime.
Set.
Yeah.
Dad,
An in-ground
does
pool.
not have to go work at Boeing anymore.
Yeah.
Man,
you get diddled, you get an in-ground pool instead of that above ground.
Yeah,
You're moving up in life.
Holy shit.
That's crazy to think.
But didn't they take a?
Wasn't it even called Wonderland?
Neverland.
Neverland.
Oh, Neverland.
Or is that?
But because he liked Peter Pan, wasn't that Neverland?
Yeah, no shit. Like again, how is that not setting off everybody's alarms?
Did you ever see that South Park? Where
hang on. I want Mike to dress as Peter Pan next Halloween.
Yeah, I'm a real boy.
That's Pinocchio.
Pixie dust. Did you ever see that South Park where Michael Jackson moved into South Park and the cops were baffled because they're like, he appears to be a white man, but on his registration, it says he's black. Like the cops couldn't figure out his skin color. But then his whole ploy there was to fuck Cartman. And he'd take him to like his little play place, his ranch, his amusement park at his house. I mean,
Neverland.
South Park is still one of the best shows. But the amount of things they made fun of, Michael, MJ, Kanye, Who is Gladiator?
Everything, literally
Oh yeah.
everything, yeah.
Everyone too.
Yeah. No, they've got every religion, every race. Like
No one,
they just go for
no
it.
one is safe.
And they bought that restaurant in Colorado. Have you seen it? They bought the. They've spent
they turned
millions.
it into the Mexican restaurant, right?
Yeah, they bought a Mexican
cliff
restaurant.
divers.
Yeah, and they put like
Sopapillas.
what's it called, a lazy river or something? Like you can float through the restaurant
Really?
or something. They've spent like $30 million on it. It's ridiculous. The stories are out there, but
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you can pull pictures of it up.
Really? Yeah, I'll have to check that
And
out.
I think the food is just normal Mexican restaurant.
Like
food.
nothing special.
yeah,
exactly.
like what we get.
Ixtapa.
That's hilarious.
Except they don't have my burger. I guarantee you that.
At the Kozak. Mm-hmm. Man,
Is that catching on yet?
it's about to.
We're pushing for it. I don't know if it's quite caught on.
Have you taken a tray of chilies rellenos to the Spar Tree?
Oh,
That's a good way for it to catch on.
that's a good way for you not to get allowed into that place. The Spar Tray, are they going to allow that?
Yeah, they might not.
Perhaps the Kozak comes with a side of hepatitis.
Dude, that place.
I'll never forget that.
No.
Going there and seeing the on a random night too. It wasn't Halloween or anything. And she was wearing a thong with chaps.
No, she was wearing like underwear.
Oh,
That was it.
either way, no, she had chaps on.
No.
Yeah, at one point of the night she had chaps on, and that's why I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Hang on, you're talking about the bartender, and we've told the story of the guy who had the seizure, and then they just
I'm
put
sure,
him back
yeah.
on his bar stool.
Yeah, gave him his beer and
Gave him another
and
drink.
he wandered out because Mike thinks he shit himself, so he just kind of walked out of the. Yeah,
Wouldn't you?
I'm almost positive there was a memorial to that guy. When I walked into the bathroom one time, I
really?
saw, and it was like,
It was the next weekend.
in loving memory. Yeah, and I was like,
Good Lord.
but anywho,
So that's episode 4 if you guys want to go back. There's a lot to talk about because I feel like we had those 2 episodes with Luis, and that was like a special deal for us because he was in town, so we had to get our opportunity to sit down with him. But we didn't talk about was it United Healthcare CEO who was murdered?
We did not.
Like assassination style. Mm-hmm. And boy, did the news cycle sure glass that one over real fast because there was like a growing sentiment in public like opinion and on social media where people were like,
Girls love them.
canonizing. Was it named Luigi Mangione? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he was becoming a little bit of a folk hero.
Yeah.
And that scared people who actually have power, and they shut that down really fast.
they did.
And it's sort of a...
It still caught a lot of traction, though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Still kind of going.
Yeah. It's...
Wow.
It's... there was a whole bunch of conspiracy theory around his arrest and why he did not make sense, blah, blah, blah. But just the fact that an untrained, person decided to get a .22 pistol and go shoot some CEO execution style. That's one of those things where, like, do you guys ever listen to Adam Carolla's podcast? Mm-hmm. And he says like nothing exists until it does, and then suddenly it's like in the public conscious, and now it exists. Like when the first person did a backflip on a dirt bike, and now every 11-year-old kid can do a backflip on a dirt bike. Mm-hmm. Now that this has been done once and it's in the public conscious, I would think these guys have to be pretty fucking nervous.
That's a good point.
I mean,
Well,
why do you think he did it? Let's start at the basic.
Well, let me
motive.
I would agree with what you're saying because after that, like, there's been
Copycat.
well, not necessarily copycats, but there was a shooting in Seattle where there was a guy posted up and just randomly some guy was walking on the street and he just jumped out from behind a telephone pole and just shot him in the back. And I think he shot him like 3 times or whatever and then ran off. But when the guy who was reporting it was like, we don't know who he is. We'll find out if he's of anybody, or how do you say it? If he's somebody of significance, like meaning like it kind of like alluding to the fact that like this might start happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's like, I'm an expert on the narco wars because I've watched the show Narcos. And that sounds an awful lot like the, for Christ's sake, cartel style assassination.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, I mean,
go figure.
yeah. No, I think it ended up being a firefighter of some sort.
Who did the shooting?
Who got shot.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Landman? Sorry to pull us off of this.
Yeah, hang on, Mike. We were headed down.
We were heading down a deep
You're
hole.
The
I know.
Luigi
but what
Mangione
is-
rabbit hole. We're talking about TV shows now.
What is Landman?
Landman is a phenomenal new show. It's very cinematic.
Apparently.
It's
And this is how Netflix distracts people from case and point.
well, it's not Netflix. It's on Paramount. So
Shit, my mistake.
yeah.
Jacobil.
Anyway, really good. The cartel's involved. It's a oil production thing, and
What was it called? Manhole?
it might as well be Landman.
Landman.
Anyway, go watch it.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I didn't
You're
mean
good.
to. You know what? I feel stupid now. I got you guys both looking at me, going, Jordan, you really fucking detour this thing.
Have you guys
way
watched
too
Open
much.
Range?
See, here we go. This motherfucker. No. Here it's good.
Robert
though.
Duvall, Kevin Costner, Cowboys. No,
Oh, it was a movie, not a show, right?
fucking great movie.
Yeah. That's
Is it kind of like Lonesome Dove?
I can't remember Lonesome Dove. I
Great
probably
book.
More
watched
like
that.
Lone-
Great book.
80s.
Very heavy. Thick.
It was like a 6 VHS tape
Yeah.
fucking movie, wasn't it?
Oh, I have no
Yeah,
goddamn clue.
what you're talking about? With
Do you
Costner and
remember
Duvall?
that?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
no.
crazy thought that you just, the fact that you just timed.
Yeah, that's like 1986 or
But
something.
yeah,
like
but like just the I forgot about that when it was when they'd have to double up on the movies.
that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Braveheart was 2 VHS tapes.
movies.
Yeah, and it was like, it's going to be a banger.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
Like,
yeah. This is a
an
good
intermission.
Saturday
When
night.
they came with an inner fucking mission.
Yeah. Probably getting a second bag of popcorn out of this.
Yeah, this is fucking good stuff.
Trying to think.
What else was? Titanic was.
Yep.
Gone with the Wind
Was Robin Hood 2 VHS tapes?
Ooh, I don't think Robin Hood was.
No.
with Costner.
Yeah.
What else?
Everything I do.
Was that in the soundtrack?
Was that
Or was that
Might as well
Kevin
be.
singing? Okay, what were the guys called with him? The Merry Men?
the
Little
Lost
John.
Boys?
No,
or the,
that's fucking
Pan.
Peter Pan.
fucking
Mary John or
Little John.
Little John,
Little John.
and the Merry Men.
was it the Merry Men?
I think so.
Fuck, that shit was gay too.
Which is weird because happy means or merry means happy, right? So back in the day, it's like, oh, there's that guy that's fighting for our freedom, and his happy fellas behind him too. That'd be a weird posse to have with.
Yeah,
you.
the Happy Boys.
Happy boys with their bow and arrows. Yeah.
They live in the woods in tights and they're super happy. They're all men.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know,
We are men, men in tights, tights. Sing movie soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Luigi.
So, Luigi Mangione, and United Healthcare CEO.
He's an interesting character for multiple reasons. One of which is he was college educated. He wasn't like a dope or just a crazy nut. Well, crazy still to be determined. But he came from a decent background, a family. It wasn't like he was trash or they didn't give towards him or help provide. But I do think, I said it earlier, what do you think the motive is?
Yeah, that's
And my follow-up question is once we explain the motive, why do you think so many people are happy about it? So let's start with motive. What do you think the motive was?
I think it's obvious that it's the sort of insane cost of healthcare.
Fucked over by the
Yes.
health
And everybody's-
system.
the
And
more-
denying of claims.
Denying
Yes.
of claims, which United has the highest rate of, correct? And so their CEO had recently implemented new policies, I think, is what I read, that said, or new policies that allowed them to deny even more claims.
Yeah.
Now, this was what, a month ago that this was happening?
Probably about that.
Right
now.
before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, so a little over a month ago, or
Right about it.
right
Yeah,
around.
You're probably right.
And now these wildland fires, or not wildland fires, but the LA fires, and those people were getting their coverage canceled.
Wow.
Do you think there's gonna be
Oh,
another?
watch it. What's it? Flo from Progressive, or what's her name? Oh yeah, watch out, lady. Yeah.
Here they come.
Yeah.
Boy, it'll be interesting. When is California's next election cycle? Is it 2 years from now? like their next state elections.
Yeah, probably.
Be interesting to see.
Gavin Newsom's gonna get.
Oh, what a douche. But part of me thinks the identity politics is so strong it doesn't matter.
I think a lot of people are going, what the fuck?
What's going on?
Everything I have is gone now, and I'm getting denied.
Yeah.
My coverage.
Hang on. Let's go back to
that brings
topic
us
one.
back to Mangione.
I was trying to circle back there.
Yeah.
So now we're.
So it's like, okay, so his motive is being fucked over by the healthcare system. Then we see,
If he did it, allegedly.
But then we see the reaction of the public, and the reaction of the public is not like this is blasphemy or like murder. It's like
An overwhelming
a sense
fuck that
of
guy.
love.
Yeah.
But it's a sense of love towards him because it's like, all right, so what's his motivation? Being fucked over by the healthcare system. Every person probably listening to this, I'm sure sitting at this table, has fought with insurance agencies for healthcare, either getting something approved, being denied for something in the past. You're quoted one thing and you get an absurd bill following what you're quoted, which you can't do in anything else. I think job wise, whether it's construction, cars, it's like you have to be within, a certain amount. You can't overcharge what your quote is. Everyone's had so much pain based off of the healthcare system that I think it just, like we said, we're talking Robin Hood and the Merry Men. People see this guy as a Robin Hood. You do feel fucked over by your insurance agencies, and someone that's standing up, or they're like, and I'm not saying what he did was a good thing, but someone
If he did it.
fuck you to those people that are holding you down, or you're feeling being oppressed or unfairly taken advantage of, it gives a tremendous sense of power, and not only power, but like a cause. Like it's something people can get behind because we all have that pain and strife in our life.
Yeah. And I wonder on like a higher level, like zoomed out level, if as the middle class is being kind of slowly crushed, if there isn't like a rising resentment that's starting to bubble. And it's I don't know if it'll boil over in the next year or in the next like 50 years. But as the middle class gets pushed further and further down, I think there's it's part of the Great Awakening is people are starting to look around and realize there's a game being played and they're one of the pawns.
Yeah.
Now, was it his back? He had like back surgery or something like that.
Couldn't fuck anymore. Apparently, it drove him mad.
Oh, really?
He had a back.
That's the official story on it.
Yeah. He was backed up. Hey, let's get deep into these theories.
Backed up.
Yeah. If he was all blued, got a couple blue balls down there.
He had a blue disc. No, he was. He had some sort
Project
of injury
Bluebeam right there,
like on a vacation or something, wasn't it? Like he was parasailing or cliff jumping or pole vaulting dick somewhere. I don't know.
Just living, dude.
But he landed bad, or something happened, and he screwed up his back. But then, I mean, this is everything you're hearing, but a lot of it is he couldn't perform sexually. The thrust and motion.
This all sounds like cover up for
deep state.
Yeah,
but they're saying that
he's getting too much. That's what they're trying to cover up. He's getting too much love from all these girls, and they're like, nope, cover it up.
Yeah.
He couldn't perform.
But he had back issues. But they're like his whole thing that they're saying is like he had back issues, problems, denied. He was denied claims, but like he couldn't find love. Like his back was interfering with his social life, and that was driving him mad. Is kind of the
these fucking trans doctors better be worried when the kids grow up and start like if
the
have
awakening.
you guys looked at
no one wants to touch my stump.
It's not on mainstream media for obvious reasons, but there's a lot of detransition advocates who tell the horror stories. And eventually one of those guys is going to decide to
a bunch of fucking kins are coming for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking bear.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Dude, I'm telling you, just an army of them. Army of
Ken dolls.
Ken dolls just coming for you.
Well, I mean, they used to, what was eunuch back in the day just had your testicles chopped off for the king
choir.
or the prince.
So you could
I
sing,
mean, you
right?
lived, but you were their official
What was
singer.
it for? For singing?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So it was for.
You imagine drawing that short straw? Dude, like this kid's got the voice of an angel. You know what we're going to do.
We're going to chop his nuts off.
Holy shit.
And then, but that
Thank
guy.
God.
That
Thank
guy.
God.
That guy
Thank
also.
God I got this voice.
That guy also oversees either whatever the ruler is or the king.
Well, they got to occupy the guy's time. They just,
No, but he oversees their harem because when your dicks or
when your balls are not
yeah,
there.
you lose a lot like a dog. It's neutered,
Yeah.
right? And so those tendencies aren't there as much. And
they,
so
they
that
would
guy
chop them before puberty, so their voice wouldn't mature.
yeah, they would
So
hold that
they
high
never
tone.
would really grow into sexual maturity.
That's
And that guy would
wild
also
talk.
oversee his harem of ladies.
Harem. Just what a selfish bastard, dude. I mean, if I'm a king, that's what I want, overseeing my harem too. I'm like, yo.
The guy with no balls.
Yeah, I want him to be able to like maybe protect him, but
Yeah.
not, satisfy him.
Yeah. That, I mean, yeah. But people were, I mean, that's how weird people are. All the
That's
crazy
just
shit.
so
we've done.
maddening. Like, could you imagine thinking, you know what? I got a great idea.
You have a nice voice. We should probably chop your nuts off.
We're gonna chop your nuts off. We're gonna lock you in at the 6 years
11
old or
years
whatever
old.
the fuck. Yeah, and you're stuck. You're stuck here. And by the way, why don't you go live with these ladies for me? Keep after them.
But life was so tough back in the day. Say you were that person, that boy, and it was like
Your parents were like gladly giving you up. For
because they were barely surviving, and they
like-
gave you to the king, and the king's like, your voice is
off with this dick.
yeah, it's so nice, and let's chop it off. But think of that guy he's seen people he was born next to and grew up with. They're dead or they're barely surviving, but he has a palace, he has money, and he's like, thank God that this king took me in.
Memories all alone in the... Get the fuck out of here, dude. No,
But
forget
that's
that.
Hang
how
on.
crazy
That's
people
not
are.
Jordan. That's
Sing
not-
that again. You have a pretty lovely voice.
Oh, thank you, dude. Well, that's
Get the
because
butcher knife.
that's because I'm
Get the butcher
I'm a
knife.
half a
50-50.
eunuch. That's because
Happy eunuch.
I'm a half a eunuch, dude. I'm over here. I got locked in at about 16, and my voice got fucking got. Did you? It's because I talk in my nose and not my chest.
Talk from your chest, son.
If I talk with my chest, I would sound like this, but I don't on purpose.
You sound like
Because I like to talk up here. Yeah, that's because I'm around. I'm around.
Around a bunch of manly men every day.
Dust. I'm around dust all. Dust all day.
Got the black lung pop.
Yeah. You've been down there one day, Bobby.
You could have been a eunuch.
I was,
And that's
dude,
how-
one slip of the wrist, I would have been a eunuch, dude. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. He would have had to really chop at that thing.
But that's
You want an axe chopping through that
Yeah.
tree trunk.
Good luck, brother.
you're gonna need like one of those electric turkey carvers.
Yeah, dude. Those nurses wouldn't allow that. They were like, "This is too great." Stop.
This is too great. If you cut it off, frame it.
Oh yeah, good times, man.
Mangione.
Man, Gion. Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah. Healthcare.
Healthcare. I mean,
There's got to be a bazillion people in America who have been fucked over by the healthcare system and sort of forced
Well, that's why he's
into-
getting all the
it's
love.
one of the ways
Yeah.
people get forced into debt slavery right now.
But
is they get hit, they get an injury, car accident, whatever, get hit with a bunch of medical bills they can't pay. Boom, you're in debt, and now you're on that hamster wheel for the rest of your life. And people are starting to realize that's the game. People are starting to realize.
yeah.
Well, we did an episode a long time ago of vigilantism, right? And we were just talking about like
Better
when,
see if Luigi was listening.
Oh shit!
but we were talking about like people fighting back just due to protecting their property or their personal rights. We were talking about the deterioration of the cities.
Yeah.
And when that happens, at what point do people stop calling the police and start picking up the gun or the brick? You know what I mean? Just to defend themselves. And in the same way, I kind of think that applies to this story of vigilantism, is that a person that's trying to navigate this working field, this earth, this life, but they have health issues and they're constantly running into a barricade in the health system.
Well, do you think
you're fighting someone? They're like, the way I see it is this is a battle. It's not like you work at this job and we'll pay for health insurance to make sure you're completely taken care of and everything's good. It's like, no, you have co-pays, you have deductibles. When you have major procedures, a lot of times there's an amount, or you just get denied what you want. And everyone, like I said, whether it's us at this table or people listening, everyone's had these problems. So in a way, it's like, it makes sense that people are rallying behind him, because it's like, yeah, he's one of us. It's like during
the
COVID,
Robin Hood symbol.
It's like during the Chop Chaz when people were storming the police station and someone's like, no, I'm not taking this. I'm standing up for a little bit of law and order. I feel people feel he is our justice. He's their law and order when a system's rigged against them.
I don't think he's the law and order. I think he's the outlaw that everybody wishes they could be.
Yeah.
They wish, but that's
allegedly.
But that's
Allegedly.
law and order to
Except
a person.
us.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't. Yeah.
But no, but think of it. Law and order to a person.
We're
that-
already on a list.
Yeah. That's yeah. Lean in, I guess. Fuck.
But think about like Jews and
Whoa.
Nazis, right? During that time period, the Nazis saw the Jews as the outlaws, right? And the Jews saw the Nazis as the outlaws. So the Jews, the people being oppressed, wanted law and order. They wanted these other people stopped. I feel it's that same exact mentality, because it doesn't feel like healthcare works for us.
Are you saying?
Hang on.
It's healthcare is against us?
I feel like the resistance to the Nazis would have been the outlaws.
The true resistance would have been the Jews.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about that analogy.
I guess.
If it would
I
make
guess.
sense
Yeah.
to me.
I was trying to bite on that and try and
It's more.
Who
It's more of
was
like
wrong?
we're back
Is
to
that-
a Robin Hood analogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's the people of serfdom in England wishing they could take something back from the king. And this is kind of that, where it's like that there's so many people, like I said, have been fucked over by this system that here's a guy who fought back, and everybody's like, yes, there was one.
But then wouldn't the peasants taking from the king be the peasants' version of law and order?
Yes. Well, no, it's their version of outlaw, because an outlaw breaks the laws in accordance with morality.
But it's giving you what you deserve. I mean,
Yes. Morally, they are feeling they're taking the high.
They're
morally-
they're in line morally, but they're outside of laws, which are not always moral.
Yeah.
Or justly applied.
Which,
And
justly
which,
applied, I feel
I
is
think-
correct, because taking somebody's life is pretty fucked. But
Yeah.
when that person has probably
how
caused
many
countless
lives
deaths,
has that person ruined?
yeah, fuck, dude, I don't know.
don't
I
know
think
about
you start going down that rabbit hole. But I'm very curious to see. You wish you could be a fly on the wall of other CEOs and their offices and what changes maybe they implemented or didn't go moving forward. If they were like, oh, was this because Luigi never came out and really said like, this is what I did. I don't believe
He
right?
never did like a manifesto.
they said well, I thought they found a manifesto in his thing, but
who the fuck
He's got
knows?
back pain. He can't fuck. He's mad.
yeah, like,
Yeah, that's what we
hey,
got.
you know what? I'd be mad too. I'd be mad too. And he's in the prime of his life. What, 24 years old or something like that? Yeah,
Something like that.
dude.
Good looking cat.
And at that age, you're not be able to perform
With some back issues.
with some back issues. I mean, that's a lot of.
He's lucky all they took out was a CEO. He didn't come for the whole damn company.
Dude, all I'm saying, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think he was really trying that hard. But whatever.
It's
even
weird.
Mormons
It
have
is
shakers.
weird though, but it's weird to do it so blatantly in public. Like if you, I mean, other than your
What's
whole
weird is
intention
getting hung
is
up at fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. Waiting for a fucking cheeseburger.
Also, I was reading one of the reports of how they tracked him. It was all facial recognition software throughout.
It was
all
Starbucks and McDonald's.
Fucking
There was
Starbucks
a
and
girl
McDonald's.
at Starbucks and he wanted, like, he was flirting with her and he pulled his mask down or something. And they got a little bit of him on that. And it's like, dude, you just assassinated a person. You want to be incognito. But then it's like
First
a little
off,
bit of
motherfucker,
pussy comes and you're
what
like,
the fuck
hey,
ever?
how's it going?
If he's mad about not being able to get laid and he's still trying to get laid, red flag.
True.
Red fucking flag. He's flirting with this bitch and maybe to get some, go heavy on those fucking
Emotional
fries or something to
stimulation.
get out of here,
Go
dude.
heavy on those
Is that
Extra
what, I mean,
foam- extra foam on
We've
that
all
one,
done it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
that doesn't sit right.
Flirting with the McDonald's girl for extra fries. You're lucky to say girl. Like, cause it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't assume on this podcast. Yeah. Allegedly that's happened before.
I'm trying to think. See, but here's the thing. Hang on. We're getting deviated now. Guys cannot flirt and get things. Girls, money off a car.
Fucking this guy, dude.
Okay.
Seriously, dude?
Maybe you can flirt with
Seriously, dude?
another guy and get money off of something.
This could be a fantastic test if we take Jordan to a gay bar.
No.
See,
How
but that's
many-
what I mean.
How
Another
many
guy.
drinks
No.
can he get himself bought?
Guys, I couldn't.
Come on.
I couldn't.
I can't accept this.
I couldn't do that.
I'll die of alcohol poisoning before. It'll be too.
Could you imagine
It'll be
trying
nice.
to do that?
Yeah.
Going into a bar and
See how many dudes can you get to buy you a drink? Although there's a lot
see,
of girls
but-
who do that.
No,
yeah, dude.
but
well,
that's
hey,
what
boys,
I mean.
I think we're getting on a slippery slope.
No,
here,
but that's
fellas.
what I mean. We can get guys to pay for our drinks,
I-
right? We can get other guys, but the Infinity Stone, the impossible gentleman,
You haven't
is
got-
getting women to pay for all your stuff. That's why a male
I've
sugar
had it
baby.
happen. I've had it happen.
Oh, sugar baby?
Is that what it's called?
You're a sugar baby.
Maybe.
Are
Maybe.
you?
I received.
You receive.
But you know what?
Sugar?
That was then. And this is now.
That's a tougher one.
That was a
though.
long time ago.
That's a tougher one for guys to do. It's way easier for a girl to get a guy to buy something than it is a guy to get a girl to buy him things.
Yeah, I guess not buy freebies. I've gotten freebies. I haven't been like.
What's
I've
freebie?
gone like. I've
So
gone
they
out to a
pay for
bar
it.
and a
Hang
girl-
on. Did
I've
she
had a
work
girl buy
at
me a
Bed
drink.
Bath and Beyond and you're getting like the lotion samples?
No. It was.
Here, Jordan, this was left over.
I never told you about that. The flight attendant that just got me hammered drunk. I didn't tell you about that. Yeah, well,
Steve?
No. So there was this flight attendant, and we were on and I was going to Texas, and I got beef jerky and a beer, as one does.
At the airport?
No, I'm on the plane, like sitting in the plane.
What do you order, Mike?
Yeah, you tell me, dude. I'm
Just got a pepperoni stick and a tall boy. It's
Yeah,
like,
and I'm just-
let's go to Houston.
let's go. And so I'm on my way.
Who are
and,
you?
And then she gave me a huge stack of napkins, and I was like, "This is too many napkins for a beer." And like she was expecting me to fucking spill the beef jerky or the beer, like whatever. So I'm sitting there bored out of my gourd. I don't have any no cell phone. It was before the cell phones were like really a thing, and I'm just sitting there, you know. And as we're flying, I finish the beer real quick, and I'm start folding up these napkins, playing like origami, and all of a sudden one looks like half a flower, and I was like, I bet I'm gonna make that again. And then I used the beer bottle as like a vase, and I put this origami flower in there.
Classy.
And there was this one flight attendant went by, and I gave her all the trash, and I held on to it, and I'm just looking at it like I just made this. And then I was like, well, I'm done with this now. And the other flight attendant walked by, and I handed her this, and I was like, oh, here you go. Like, And she was like, "Oh my God, you just made my day.
Here's my garbage."
I Mr. Magooed my way into that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, you want another beer?" And next thing you know, she gave me 6 beers on like a 2.5 hour flight.
Nice.
And a little remote, like it was this thing to watch
for the
movies.
TV thing.
Yeah, to watch movies on it. And I was just like, this is fucking rad. And then on the very last beer, she printed off a sticker and like wrote her number on it and was like, "Here you go." And I was like, "Oh shit, I am good."
I am totally fucked his way into that situation, and then he's like, "I'm the man."
And I'm talking about it 30 years later.
So let's take Jordan to a gay bar, and he's asked to do origami with the napkins.
No, dude.
And we'll see how many.
Oh my God, you did it! Thank you. That's what you're gonna hear.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Free beer's free beer. Tastes the same.
I just like how you get into the plane with a bag of beef jerky and a beer.
Dude, it's what you do.
Dude, you wooed her from the gate.
Yeah.
She's like, "Did you see that guy on the jetway?"
Like teriyaki and reindeer.
Yeah. You see that Jack Lynx and fucking Bex?
Yeah.
He's a classy bastard over there.
He's folding napkins in the terminal.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. That's out of control, dude.
Yeah. No, it worked great.
See, but that's hard. Like, and
That was easy.
Yeah, it was easy, but it was by no intention of doing on your own. That's like
But
a miraculous thing.
That's the beauty of it. That's the game, brother.
It's way harder for a guy.
Nah, dude, you just fumble your way into it.
It's harder for a guy to get girls to buy them things.
Of course. Of
Yes.
course it is.
That's-
That was never my argument.
yeah.
Have you guys ever known a gold digger dude? I don't think I have.
I think there's
I had one friend
I've
in
seen
high
some
school
questionable
who
shit.
conveniently never had money when we would do something as a group.
Yeah, but
But
being
I
poor
I
doesn't
have-
count.
I have-
I
Being
think he
a
did.
gold digger.
I think he did live off his girlfriends when we were in our 20s.
I know a guy who like consistently did that.
But there's a difference between being poor and being a male gold digger. Like, we all have tons of poor friends, and they're like, "Oh, I can't afford it." And
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if they're not living like a high roller life, like back in our 20s, I had a buddy who was letting his girlfriend pay the rent and pay the bills and stuff, and like always had always had some excuse of why they didn't have any money this month, or like we'd all go out to eat, right? And we'd just get one check at Mexican food or something. It's like, "Oh, hey, can I get you guys back?" It's like,
Let me get you. Oh, now after the meal's done. And 3 margaritas, Frank.
and it's like, dude, you do this every time. Yeah. You guys didn't have that friend?
Yeah, I've had that friend. I still have that friend.
I want to, okay. And I want to know, have you guys ever known like a true gold digger, like a male?
I know
gold
a guy who like consistently like it was almost like he preyed on like girls who wanted to take care of him.
Yeah.
And he would go and like live with them and go live with their apartment, and he'd convince them to like buy cool shit, and like they would kind of overextend themselves, and then next thing you know, like a year later, he'd be on to the next. And it was just like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it was a gold digger, but it was definitely
that's gold digger territory.
It was he was flirting with the idea.
That
If he
Was
found
it
an
always-
older
that's
hot
definitely
chick,
gold digging.
yeah.
It was always just toxic, probably.
It was always toxic.
Yeah.
Always.
There's nothing good about that.
No. So that was a tough one to stand by, and then ultimately didn't stand by it. But yeah, it was tough.
It would be nice, though.
Oh, dude.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, it would be
nice.
like
I'm reasonably fit for a 44-year-old. If there's
Yeah?
any 70-year-old loaded
70.
women listening out there,
That guy's got his kites pretty high up in the clouds there.
70. Yeah. Well, you know
All
what
right,
though? That's
80.
Hey, that's a
I'm starting at 50 because I'm in my 40s.
No, dude. See, that's the wild thing. You start younger.
Then
Tobin's
50?
thinking cash out.
I'm thinking 3 years, she's out.
Yeah, and you're over here
The older,
putting
the
in
better.
work. You're over here trying to make a life with this bitch.
Yeah, well, someone's got to cook for me. I'm living that true gold digger lifestyle.
Oh, so
I'm living
you're
that
just-
mooch gold digger.
Okay, so you're just planning.
I'm not
this
looking for my Anna Nicole Smith cash out, R.J. Rawlings, or
Yeah,
that's
this
the
is
cigarette
kind
guy.
of like one of those, like, if you won the lottery, would you take the money up front, or would you?
Yeah.
take
Every
payout?
month,
Like,
yeah.
it's like, you know, because that money up front you can invest.
See, but here's the thing: if you do the monthly payout and you get in early enough,
Yeah.
maybe you got some good looking years.
Yeah, but
But you take that money on the front.
you're dealing.
What you got to do in the bedroom
Yeah,
is
you're-
friggin' Hurricane Katrina. You know what I mean? There's
While you're trying to pick up the
it's-
piece and
knock something loose in there,
Tiger.
It is not pretty,
Lord.
boys. So it's like, well, how do you want to
dude, it's not pretty young.
Oh my God, no.
Well,
If I was gonna make a meal for Trump,
Is it brisket?
it might be brisket. I mean,
Does he seem like a
think-
brisket eater?
I think I'd have to give him some, but I think he likes.
since he famously likes McDonald's, I think he'd be happy with a brisket sandwich.
See,
And some coleslaw.
So, yeah, I mean, and two things you knock out of the park, right? You just fucking go for it. But I feel like he's a turkey guy.
What?
I don't know. Just there's something about him. Maybe
Hanging
it's the
out at
golden
Mickey D's?
hair. I'm just saying, dude.
junk food
If
guy.
I'm well, whatever, dude.
Is it because they both have gobblers?
All I'm saying is Ben Franklin wanted that to be the bird of
National bird.
the national bird, the bird of freedom.
Did you ever see that documentary, that guy that raised turkeys, like wild turkeys? He was there when they hatched from eggs.
Oh, so they imprinted on him?
Yeah. And he raised them and they like bonded with them. But then as they hit maturity, like they started attacking them. And
was
then
gonna
it's
say,
like,
they're
it was
trying to eat
really sad. It's him. And he's like, there's only one left. And then it left.
Really?
It was actually a good documentary, but it was just about this guy that raised wild turkeys and imprinted.
I'd be interested to watch that.
Well, I'll find it for you.
That's hilarious. No, yeah, I think, yeah, brisket or maybe some ribs. I don't know. Probably a brisket though. That's just what I do. That's what I like.
You'd go with like staple things that taste delicious instead of trying to go like
Go overboard.
Top Chef, like
No,
artisan and like presentation
I
and
think
flavor.
I think you could do that, but I think it's just a guy who shows up to the gym is gonna appreciate just a fucking
He can go fine dine if he wants to.
yeah. It's like you're in a gravel parking lot, brother. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, are you serving him
Have
at
a
the
brisket
gym?
sandwich.
yeah. Here's a paper plate.
Yeah.
Food's over there. That's how I do it. I'd say, food's over there, Mr. President.
Don't touch it with your fingers.
Yeah, dude. Get in there. Hey.
Use tongs, you animal.
Yeah, don't cut.
Now, say you had some sort of maybe appetizer or something. Say,
We're going smoked mozzarella
Yeah.
all day. Yeah.
okay,
Little
so
smoked
perfect.
mozzarella salad.
So say you do some mozzarella sticks even.
Ooh,
and
wee.
so somehow you do it on the barbecue and you have marinara as a dipping sauce.
Somehow.
Yeah. You have marinara as a dipping sauce. Say Trump grabs one,
Doesn't do the marinara.
he dips it in the marinara, he bites it, and he puts it back in again. Trump
dipper.
double dips.
Oh, a double dipper. If
What are
Trump
you
was a
doing?
double dipper,
What are you doing?
Push it
Now-
toward say,
now-
that's your dip now, Mr. President.
Here, take this bowl.
yeah, I'd go. Okay, there's a couple ways we can handle this.
You do that again, I'm going to break your fucking fingers.
Now I want a spot on his cabinet, right? Right. So I mean, I want a spot in the cabinet. So
What are you doing?
I think I might just real smooth, like
Minister of mozzarella sticks.
no, I think I'd just ladle out the exact spot real quick with a swift fucking movement. And just lift it up and be like, that's obviously hasn't been contaminated, sir. And then I'd ladle him a
Pour it
little
into a
fucking.
Dixie
Oh, you
cup
pour
and say,
it
here,
in
this
there.
is yours.
Yeah, I go, there you
Give
go.
him it. You
Yeah.
wouldn't drink it straight from the ladle.
No, I would not. I would not.
Just checking.
No, dude, I would never do that, dude.
But it's Trump juice.
I don't need Trump juice. Like, with all due respect,
Sounds like you do.
I don't need Trump juice, dude.
I'm already worried that Trump is not the guy he claims to be. But we shall see.
I mean, we'll ask him at the barbecue.
Yes, true. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll find out.
Is he a Coke or Diet Coke?
Diet.
Dude, I think he's a Diet Coke guy.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I don't think Greg would allow regular Coke at the gym.
Not that I've seen.
I think you're required to drink Element or First Form shakes while on site.
I mean, very well could be. He would conform, This guy, he gets it.
I think if I cooked for Trump, I wouldn't want to do something that...
Just over the top?
No, not over the top, but just come in from
Something understated.
Yeah, left field. I'm coming in from the side.
You go, tacos?
Pot stickers.
Oh.
But they're Polish.
Polish pot
A
stickers?
lot of potato.
You go,
It's called a gnocchi, isn't it?
Well, that's
Kind of.
potato noodle.
Gnocchi is like a dumpling.
Sorry, what are
dumpling.
those
It's a
little things
potato.
they serve at 2 a.m. when the bar's let out? They're like little potato dumplings. They serve them with sour cream.
Pierogies.
Pierogies. There we go.
Yeah, pierogies.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's my people.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what you're describing,
basically.
basically.
Like get a crispy fry on a pierogi. Is that what you're talking?
I like them steamed sometimes.
Yeah,
too.
they're great steamed.
Yeah, they're
but,
great
I mean, you
steamed.
put
A little crust on them,
Yeah, you get a
though,
little-
with either butter or oil.
Here you go,
fry 'em,
Mr.
dude.
President.
See, but that's the thing.
Some sour cream, some chives, maybe a little bit of bacon on there.
It's too much.
A little cheddar.
No,
Dude, what are you talking? Too
no.
much.
Yeah.
Too much.
No cheddar.
that's too much.
Oh, dude, that's
All
not
that-
too
I'm
much.
down with a few bacon bits.
Here's the
You guys
thing,
are
though.
fucking
West
wild.
Coast bar food is horrible. My dad is from Pennsylvania. Family's
You don't
from...
like pierogies?
Huh?
You don't like pierogies?
Oh, I do, but...
Are you talking about the hot dogs with the cream cheese?
No.
You don't like the Seattle dog?
It's all right. I'm not the biggest
Don't eat
fan.
one sober. They're not great.
I do
it's
them all
all
the time.
But East Coast has the best food, like at bars or to get anywhere,
Tell me
because you
more.
can do things individually. So everywhere you go on the East Coast sells pizza by the slice,
Okay.
which is amazing.
By the slice is kind of a must. If you're a pizza spot and you're not doing by
And
the slice, go fuck
everyone
yourself.
does it by the slice. Every spot in the East Coast, any random pizza place is usually better than our best restaurants out here.
Best
that are,
restaurants?
Yes, that are like
random ass pizza
we're a
place.
wood fire pizza place. 99% of the places random mom and pop strip mall. You
Are you
name
comparing
it.
to other pizza places here or all restaurants here?
All restaurants, pizza places here. Just throwing it.
You keep saying that. You keep saying it,
Yeah.
and you're not really wanting to
not wanting to
vacate
commit.
the
He's not
fucking
wanting to
thing.
commit to it.
When I say pizza
I can
place,
I can see fear in his eyes.
you're saying restaurants as any
No,
form.
any pizza place here
Okay, pizza place. Thank you.
and
That's-
restaurant. Or restaurant. See what I'm doing? But
Yeah, this motherfucker.
they're amazing. They
Dude, I'm
do
gonna kill him.
Pause it. Let's kick the shit.
They do pizza by the slice. They do pierogies.
Uh-huh.
They do cheesesteaks. They do shrimp in a basket. Everywhere on the East Coast usually does, like, you can get cold or steamed shrimp covered in Old Bay with the shell on. And here's just bar food. East Coast bar food is so much better than anything
You're saying
the
it's not
West
like
Coast.
deep fat. It's not so much. Yeah, here bar food is like deep fried shit.
Mozzarella sticks,
Yeah.
chicken
It's the same-
wings,
it's the
pepper
same
poppers,
bullshit. Yeah.
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah, hey, no argument, but you're saying that kind of food?
Yeah.
Okay.
So every bar has like a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a steak.
Like that,
I mean,
that's
most of
their
the
own.
pubs here do it.
It's not like you fucking.
Yes, but it's a Philly cheesesteak. It's pizzas by the slice until we close. It's pierogies until we close.
Right now, there's 3 guys in Boston who are like, out there in fucking Seattle, everywhere you go, you get those jalapeno papas. You guys ever had those
fucking
before?
papas?
It's like a jalapeno with fucking cream cheese in it, and they deep fry that shit.
dude, it's fucking wicked,
Wicked
good.
good.
Wicked good.
Yeah, fucking wicked good. Those are my favorite, though. The East Coast is fun in certain ways, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
I've
those
never been.
old, like traditions and mentalities and things you just can't break, where everyone else that is born with it is like, I want to do everything in my will to leave this area. But when you're not from here, you're like, oh, it's unique and eclectic, and they sell pizza by the slice. Yeah. And you're like, can't get enough of it. But I will say East Coast bar food trumps West Coast bar food in general.
Well, you are the resident expert on bar food. So.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I have no comparison. Yeah. I mean, I do know of a place that does pickled eggs that I fucking love.
I love pickled eggs. I make my own.
Yeah, some pickled eggs is not a bad little bar food thing.
I make pickled eggs with beets, red beets, and they turn pink when you eat them. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, science. Yeah. But do you think Boston and fucking the East Coast and all those guys do bar food better than England?
Yeah, England's
what, fish and chips and soggy ass French fries.
Yeah,
okay, fine. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's why we kicked them the fuck out of here.
Well, but the East Coast doesn't do Asian food like we do Asian food.
Yeah,
Chinese food is
trade.
Traditional.
I would trade.
What?
I'd make the trade.
Would you?
Yeah.
Hey, eat real food before you start eating fruit.
Dude, eat real food before you eat this bar food.
Sorry, dad moment.
But what about all the Nieces, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Taiwanese?
Yeah.
You don't like that kind of stuff?
I mean, I love it. I'm not saying I don't, but it sounds
you
like
trade it.
I would trade it for some good Italian food.
Yeah. Well, it's a mix. You got Polish, Czech, Italian.
I'd trade it up.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be trading up. I'm a big, like, savory and, like, heavy cream and, like, butter guy.
He's trying to tell you he's
Fuck
French
you.
without saying French.
Yes. French and Italian cooking is probably my favorite.
Is there, like, a fancy French dining restaurant in this area?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever had true French cuisine.
I don't think we have Michelin per se.
You know
in Seattle,
Michelin.
It's based off of tires.
I just need like the Chipotle equivalent. What do French people do?
Yeah, French fries, brother.
For Nathan and I to get a burrito last night was $38.
Good
for
Lord.
2 burritos.
Yeah.
We need to get back to peasant
sides,
food.
no
We need to get back to like what peasants ate and like because
Chicken
now
and beans.
But that's really it's truly it's like hey go to
chicken,
get a fucking big old thing of chicken or
chicken and rice is actually the universal world
eggs.
Food. Yeah. Just chicken and rice is what
rice, beans,
chicken, eggs, most of the world eats.
Yeah.
South
Easy.
America, chicken and rice.
Yep. Less
Asia, chicken and rice.
Less ingredients.
China. Yeah.
Cooked right. Like that's how you. That's
but
how you
Americans
properly fermented.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think the big reason
Onions.
flavor exists is
Onions
like
and
Americans. Americans take everything. They take chicken and rice from everywhere, and we make chicken pad thai, which is not
real
Thai
at
food.
all. Yeah.
And we make
But do you think
chicken
that was us?
Alfredo, which is not how the Italians eat it. It's what the white people
Do you
of
think
America
our
eat.
palates have been completely altered by all the chemicalish
Yeah.
food? Do you think there's going to require like a full generation of eating real food before it tastes good again? Like we're ruined.
I'll say it like this.
I think real food tastes delicious.
Real food does taste delicious. My garden stuff,
I think no matter what, people
vegetable-wise-
still hanker for like even these taco, like at the break, we're eating taco chips and hummus, right? The taco chips aren't really real food. They've been deep fried.
processed, mashed.
It's highly processed.
Yeah.
So,
But-
and yes, I agree. Like beef, salt, oil, like you can make
vegetables,
delicious stuff very, very
carrots.
simply. But I think our generation will always yearn for that like junky food.
Yeah, but
But that's it. Doesn't have like
I think it would take. What I'm saying is, I think it takes a full generation to break that.
no, it takes
that taste
multiple
for the shit food.
multiple generations.
no way.
Oh, 100%.
No way. It takes
Yes.
somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing in a kitchen.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but
You can give me a fucking beef.
I'm going to
carcass.
counter my own point and say that once I learned how to cook, I never went.
Yeah.
I haven't been to fast food.
Yeah,
since,
because
I
the
make
thing
all my
is
own delicious
effort,
shit.
time and effort, and like what you can do with a fucking carcass of just like cheap beef.
Yeah,
and
but
you
you're
boil
still-
that thing down, and then you make a stock out of it. Then you
what'd be
simmer
fun?
that down.
This would be a good something we should do on
Make
the weekend. Let's see
one of the 5 Italian
how
mother
good
sauces.
of a high-end Big Mac we can make.
Oh, that would be fun.
Fuck yeah.
That would be fun. Like pick a fast food, like any fast food, just kingpin, and then make a better version of it.
I feel like
a gourmet,
My normal
like, at
burger
home.
is the Whopper, like
Yeah.
cheeseburger, onions, tomato, pickle, like simple.
Yeah, and you beat the shit out of the Whopper. Although I've never had a Whopper, so I couldn't tell you.
You've never had one?
Never had a Whopper.
You
Pretty
part
damn,
of
pretty
ISIS?
damn good.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yes, apparently.
But I think it'd be fun to try to make a Big Mac,
That would be fun.
bougie version.
That would be a lot of fun.
Hang on. No,
This
wait.
summer.
You
Stand
guys are
by.
out of control. Well, Tobin's in control, I think. I think you're out of control. To get back to like
Luigi?
appreciating
No.
real to get back
That's
to
even a true
appreciating real flavor of what things taste like, I think it would take multiple generations. Like
I don't think so, because you would appreciate it. I have gone on a diet, right? That's like 2-3 weeks. And after that, like no sugar, no bullshit. It was like all organic, real. Like I had a coach put me on this diet. And at the end of it, I tried, I can't remember what like sweet it was. And I could taste the chemicals in it.
yeah, but you're talking about sugar, which everyone has a receptor for.
Not
in
just
taste.
sugar.
Yeah, but
Not just sugar.
sweet.
It was something else.
You're cleaning
There
your
was
palate.
many things.
Many things. But think of, okay,
You could just taste the chemicals in them. You,
You
could go,
ever
this is fucking weird.
you ever read any Native American books where, okay, well, in some of them, they talk a lot about what the Indians would eat out of like the buffalo and the elk and the deer and stuff like that. And a lot of it is the internal organs, and not only the internal organs, but like getting the pancreas in the stomachs,
the most
and-
nutrients.
Yeah,
No.
don't even
getting
predators like mountain
bile.
lions and bears go for that first.
And getting bile, and the Indians would love it. What they would do is they would take like chunks from the head or something, like behind the eye or next to the brain, and they would squirt the bile from whatever organ it comes from, pancreas, gallbladder, maybe it was a gallbladder, but they would squirt the bile onto it, and they said it gave it better flavor. So to go from people like
So they
us-
just wanted.
They wanted something.
apparently
anything.
it wasn't
They're
that
just tired
good.
of chewing on grass in between kills.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't
Yeah.
that good if it needed bile.
But I mean, to
You
go,
put bile in what I could.
Or maybe,
But
maybe
that's-
that was like
stab
a
you.
tenderizer, and they're going to wash that off and salt it later.
no, they would eat it with that. And actually, bile has a very high concentration of vitamin C, like from the animals and stuff.
Well, you don't taste that
Not really. I don't taste oranges.
when you puke. You don't taste like the acidic taste in your mouth.
It's definitely acidic.
I don't.
And that's what it is. That bright,
don't
like
puke.
bright taste. Oh, you do not.
I
huh?
puke all the time.
Only to keep my weight down.
If a westernly wind blows, there's a little bit of vomit coming out of me. I have a very soft stomach. Yeah. But no, I think it would take so like. Have you tried eating the liver and stuff out of elk or deer you got? Don't you feel it tastes so much more like
Earthy.
yes?
Yeah.
And that is a taste that is a little bit acquired or is developed or you have to get used to. So for people to be like
Here's the trick to learning any of that, like or to eating shit that you don't think tastes good, is to
Get really fucking drunk.
eat it and just fucking eat it. No, like if you taste something that you're like, oh, this is gonna be nasty, like this doesn't look good, to eat it and try and like find
Something
pieces
you
of
like.
flavor. No, just try and find pieces of flavor in it. Like just like really just like read through it. You know what I mean?
See, but I want
Give
the
me that bug.
opposite. In my head, I was like, this is going to be the most delicious thing. And in my head, I'm searching for that flavor, but all I got was
I don't know.
I think it takes so long for people to get that out of your head. I think having these flavors and tastes, like that's why we have bananas shaped they are. In flavor they are is because of selective breeding for the most sugary, the most abundant.
But you're talking about like, yes, this stuff tastes delicious without question. Everybody wants bananas, right? But bananas only grow a certain time of the year.
Yeah, but they don't grow like they are currently.
They don't.
And
they
it's
didn't
taken
grow until
hundreds of years of
sick. Aren't they
selective
like a
breeding.
GMO?
Yeah, and the same thing's true with animals. All of this takes hundreds
cows aren't
of
real,
years.
right? Cows weren't a real.
You're-
What we have,
they're what, bison or buffaloes or
Yeah, so we
something
didn't,
that
like-
got bred.
yeah, and they're
But that's what I mean. It takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years to cultivate these things. So if our palate has changed
fucking-
over hundreds or thousands of years to alter it like that, I think it would take so long for our physiology
But I don't
to
think
catch
that,
up to
I
a
don't
new
think
thing.
that this thing has been around that many generations.
Cattle?
No. I'm talking about just like not processed sugars, maybe. I could be wrong. We could be talking about the fucking Egyptians were doing this.
Processed
I have no clue.
food, World War II. We'll just say
Okay, so World War
processed
II. How
food,
many
World War
generations is
II.
that? Fucking 3.
Industrial.
So and look at how many generations it took to take a wolf and turn it into a fucking chihuahua.
Yeah.
Hundreds. Right? To turn a chihuahua into a wolf, I imagine it's going to take quite a bit of breeding as well.
Oh, that would be a fun experiment.
but we're only to the point where we're only 3 generations back from that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's that. I think it would be pretty easy to like be able to recognize that, oh, this is a chemical. And that's what I was saying. In a couple of weeks, I was like, oh, this is fucking different. We're just so ingrained in it right now. I don't think it'd be like, oh, this food's nasty. I think it would be like, oh, this is what real food tastes like. And then you'd start craving that as opposed to the chemicals that we're currently craving.
Yeah.
That's why fucking people come to America and they're like, you guys, this food's shit.
It is.
And because they're like, this tastes like absolute garbage. Why? Because it is.
Full of
exactly.
yeah, they can
Full of
taste the
chemicals and
chemical
bullshit.
flavor.
And then we go to
Taste
another
the chemical
country.
goodness.
We go to other countries.
Wow, I don't have a stomach ache after I eat.
Yeah, from what I hear. And people are like, oh, like, I can eat this. I can eat pasta in Italy? Huh. Like, I can't eat pasta at home. Again, never been. Couldn't tell you. But that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a lot of things like that you hear. Like, people leave this country, go to other places, try their food, and, like, are just, oh, my God, the food was amazing. The food was amazing. The food was amazing.
I think the artificial food you can get out of your system kind of quick because it's just a lot of chemicals giving you flavor.
I guess part
But
of it is
I think
availability,
the real
too.
food, the real food, it would take longer to shift. Like
You're talking
when-
about making a banana small
no,
again?
no, like even everyone going from corn-fed to grass-fed beef. It just is a lot
Well,
gamier.
I mean, what
and
about
lot
a
of
national
people-
shift to chicken, rice, and beans
Yeah.
and fish?
But you're gonna have revolt because there's no flavor.
Yeah, but
People want that
But
Dorito.
as long as
effect.
a little bit of like hot sauce and some salt and
Yeah,
pepper.
yeah, but I mean,
beef-
most
beef
people
also-
want that Dorito.
and yeah, yes, also
That's
beef.
what-
I'm
yeah.
I'm eating steak 5 nights a week. I'm not changing
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
I'm-
for the people who are saying that I need to buy all this processed shit because it's cheaper, chicken, beans, rice, and a few vegetables isn't that expensive.
and no hospital bills.
That's it. Yes. And if all the
That's-
food, if the shit food wasn't being subsidized by the government, it wouldn't be cheaper. It's only cheaper because of the subsidies, which come from, guess who? All of us.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like that's the whole fucking thing. You stay out of the hospital eating right.
Yes, correct. Let thy
That-
medicine.
so
let
yeah,
thy food be thy medicine.
Maybe it's fucking $10 more a day.
Yeah.
But
When you're not having your foot amputated because you're a diabetic, you'll be grateful.
yep.
And actually, when we went to Costa Rica, the food there is exactly that. It's chicken, beans, rice, eggs, and fish. And it's a little on the bland side, but there's also taco sauce, so you just load it up however you like it.
Yep. Shipped straight
I
from
was
America.
not complaining.
No.
Yeah. Tapatio from Los Angeles.
I think it's kind of like we're lucky to enjoy the flavors of like if we had a bunch of roasted peppers some grilled meat with salt on it, and we'd be like, "This is
Garlic,
terrific.
onions.
This is delicious." But a lot of people
all it
want
takes.
like, "I need the breading. I need the Dorito coating. I need this flavor. I need that. I need the baked."
How difficult is it to distill your own sea salt from ocean water?
Just
Easy.
boil it.
Is it that easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just drive all
Yeah,
the
they
water
like
out.
sometimes like there's different ways of like harvesting it,
Mm-hmm.
and what they'll do is go in and they'll grab a bunch of seaweed and they'll put it out on like
Dry the seaweed
and they'll dry it
scrape
and
it.
Shake it.
they'll just put it through shifts or shifts. What is it called?
Yeah,
Sieve.
sieves.
Sieves, not shivs.
Spell it.
Yeah, fuck you.
Spell it.
Yeah, dyslexic here. Anyway, so
before
they,
E.
they'll accept after P.
Yep.
Okay.
Master P.
Yeah.
So they shake it through the sieve.
Empathy, please.
Nice.
Yeah, they shake it through. That's one way of doing it, right? But that's like a super easy. We could do that down anywhere we go. So yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. So I always wondered about if ancient cultures,
Had a fuck ton of salt.
if you didn't live near the coast, like if you lived in Wyoming, did you
Salt flats.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I don't
Salt
think
mines,
I don't think.
All right,
we've
if you
ever-
lived in Moscow,
yeah, dude,
far away from
fucking
the ocean,
potatoes,
You
dude.
trade.
potatoes
You
and onions
trade.
and liver.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
trade.
onions though, you fucking, cook those down. Now you got sweet. Now you actually have.
Something sweet. Yeah.
Well, you have sugar. Like it is one of the only foods that like does that really like you can cook down to be like sugar.
That's cool.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think.
To counter my own point, it's very easy to eat naturally.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of us, those
But
chips
it's
are
also,
delicious.
but it's what people are used to. And it's like, it's easy to, we all think these things are delicious, but how many people live off of Hot Pockets or lean cuisine
It's
because
also the
it's easier?
convenience. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like saying I don't do those things, but that's all it is, and we get pushed into that kind of lifestyle. There's always something pulling at us, dude. I don't know why the hell it's so hard to like calm down and just go, you know what I'm gonna do? Go get a piece of meat and cook it on a fire, and that's how I'm gonna eat. The time that takes, realistically, is not a lot, but
less
like
than an hour.
all of the things that we have to do to be proper in this world. Like I have a fire pit in my backyard that I cook things on all the time. I just walk back there, I cook things on a fire, and then I eat it with my hands. And it's like,
yeah.
like I just enjoy that, and it's easier to do that than, like, I mean, again, it's not proper, right? Like you're dirty and you're nasty, and people be like, "Oh, you're not washing your hands. Go fuck yourself." You know what I mean? Like,
Taking a shit next to the fire.
yeah, dude. I only wash my hands when I get shit on them. So like 3 times a week tops. You know. So.
Yeah. Shit. But
Yeah, but
yeah, but
I think that the fact that we have so many genetically altered foods like cow, like bananas,
everything is.
yeah, but that's just to make
But
them grow easier and be what we want it to be. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No,
I'm just-
but it's about just
it's agriculture.
it's agriculture, but
connection.
we've
I
done
think
it
it's the
so
connection
deeply.
from like the macro to the micro, from the big to the small. And like the macro is getting like a thicker, less refined piece of meat. Here's a slab of meat. The macro is getting a vegetable that's not peeled, chopped, and not filleted, that's a fish, but like cut down into pieces so it's ready to be just cooked and served. I think that's part of it too, for not only the experience but the health, is to take these things in these larger formats, to take like the big piece of meat, the pumpkin, but then turn it into pumpkin puree that tastes delicious with a little bit of nutmeg and butter, and you're having that with a piece of steak that's cooked. I think the more you can kind of connect it from taking it to its raw form to what you're consuming is like the holistic, healthier approach. And I don't say holistic.
Hold on. Say that again.
Okay, so taking something from the macro to the micro.
What he's trying to say is that fruit is nature's to-go food. It already comes in a package for you.
Yeah.
All you got to do is toss it in your backpack.
Yeah.
What people miss
The
is
more
the process.
the farther you get away from a raw state, the unhealthier things get.
from how it originates
Yes.
to how it goes in your body.
The more steps it takes to get to your mouth is
You're losing nutrition and connection.
yes.
Well, and you're also getting a bunch of shit added also that should not go into your mouth.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
sure.
losing connection and nutrition.
Yeah.
Correct.
The more steps that are intervene between how it starts
There's so
and
much-
the way it's put in your body,
There's so
the
much
worse
life
it is for
in
you.
food. Like when you kill something and eat it moments later, like and you heat it up, it's like there's something about that. Like, and I've never like killed a fish and ate sashimi right there on the dock or anything like that. I've never eaten a raw. I mean, maybe taking a bite of a heart, kind of, but like not really getting blood in your mouth, and it's like, oh, I'm not really eating.
But I've had game that's been killed that same day, and there's something
There's
it does
something
different
about-
to
yeah.
you than
Yeah.
other foods you get from the grocery store.
Yeah. So like going and duck hunting or pheasant hunting and stuff like that, that's real easy. Like there's something about that that's like, granted, I love to fry it.
Well,
but-
do it in bacon grease or beef tallow.
Yeah, no, definitely. Or ghee. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that that's becoming more of a thing where it's like, hey, you know what? Get back to like as real and as basic as you can. I had one of my coaches, he was a food like fanatic, and he had all these different little tricks and tips on like consuming stuff and getting the most out of it. Like taking almonds and activating them because they're a dormant food. So if you take an almond and you put it in water and let it sit for a few hours, or overnight even, and then you like dump it out and get all the water off it and let it kind of dry, they'll plump up and they'll become an active food, and instead of being dormant, and you get like,
But then they're not
75
Are they soggy and not crunchy?
a little bit, but you get like 75 to 80% of the proteins and stuff out of it, as opposed to being like and this is raw, right?
Yeah.
You got to have raw or almonds.
Oh, so
do it.
I was going to ask, does it wash away all the fake smokehouse flavor?
Yeah, it's fucking. It really.
Can you
fucks
still
up.
get them wasabi?
Dude, yeah. You dump a little wasabi on it. Yeah. But that's the thing, is like there's a lot of different things we can do to like just little tiny changes. Like, oh, they're not crunchy enough. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when French fries are kind of the things you grow up on, or you have chips and you like these texture and these different flavors, it does make it harder to live a healthier lifestyle. And I do kind of take it for granted, but I think it's easy. Like Danielle and I talk about food all the time, and it's like she wants pancakes or like some breads. She's been cooking bread, nailing it. I'll bring you boys in a loaf next time. It's out of control. She's been making homemade sourdough. But besides that, she likes a little bit more like, I like the macaronis and stuff. And she's like, I wish I like kind of the stuff you like a little bit more, like grill me peppers, give me lettuce out of the garden, give me meat on the grill, and it's like, I am completely fine.
Have you ever grilled lettuce?
Yes. Wilted lettuce
good,
salads and stuff. They're
Really?
not bad.
So good.
Yeah, wilted lettuce.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like those, I feel, but maybe this is, do you ever, not ever, I feel this more and more. I feel like I'm complaining how things used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know?
We're those white guys.
Yeah.
It comes full circle, you know?
But I feel things are better.
1986, we ate our T-bones well done with no seasoning. And you will enjoy it.
But we've learned. So now we got seasoning. But yeah, I don't know. I feel
Maybe a
they're
little Heinz 57 if you were lucky.
Oh God, I love Heinz 57.
Oh, dude, fuck that.
I can't imagine. That's how I grew up eating steak, was with Heinz 57 or A1 because they were so inedible.
you have to rehydrate it. Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! Fast forward to today where we know how to cook a steak. Like, what the fuck were these people doing?
But we are lucky to be, like in this, like we're talking about other countries, most of what they eat is chicken and rice. And it's like, yeah, that's not necessarily a bad way to live. You have decent foods and you eat it to the proper consumption, like the amount that you need to sustain. And it's like, here, it's like, okay, grill some veggies, bake a potato, eat a little bit of meat. And it's like, we're lucky to have this mentality. And you look at,
can you imagine trying to trade avocados out of Mexico up to Seattle back in the day, and like they're fucking perfect as you're crossing the border?
Yeah.
By the time you roll in.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. These were going to be so good.
You'd have to get the freaking greenest. They'd have to.
You got to have that
black.
Pony Express shit where it's like they got 2 saddlebags full of avocados just running that horse into the ground.
But we're lucky to have this mentality of this is kind of the things we like to eat, because so many people in this country, what we eat is gross. It's not fried. It doesn't have seasoning and flavor the way they want it, which all correlates to chemicals.
But America, you think America is a country that, like, we don't necessarily have our own flavor. I mean, we have burgers and we have steaks.
Yeah, but
and
our
stuff
flavor
like
is the melting pot.
But that's what I'm trying to say. And
It's Panda Express, unfortunately.
Which has been Americanized.
But that's what I'm trying to say is, like, with that, all this food travels from around the world. And don't you think that, like, part of that is like, okay, how do we make this food shelf stable long enough to get to these people that fucking want it so bad? So then, like, chemicals get added at first, and maybe that was like the original, like,
I think the originals, Mike was right. They were trying to package shit for the soldiers in World War II, and they had to put preservatives in it because they didn't know how long it would take to get to the front lines. And then that turned, post-war, now you have all of this production sitting here doing nothing, and it's like, hang on a minute, let's make fucking rice-a-roni. Or Chef Boyardee, you know what I mean?
Do really think 100%. And I never really thought this a ton until when I was talking with Will on his podcast, just about, he was like, all the food that's allowed.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude.
You've been
maybe
on now.
one of the
Have you
best
been on now, Jordan?
experiences.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
Probably the top 10 like bucket list experiences
Patriotic
of my
Islander.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was life-changing.
Yeah.
But he said how much of like just spam and government ration shit was given to him. And I didn't really think about it until talking about that. I loved World War II, but they're like, we got to get these C rations to these guys, 2 years later from when they're made. And it's like, well, hang on. This has never really happened throughout history until this moment in this war, and finding all these preservatives to keep things much longer, more than
Thinking
canning.
about like a Napoleonic army moving, across Europe with its wagon train of livestock and shit like
Yes,
that. Like,
yes.
And I'm trying to imagine jumping like live animals into D-Day
Into
and like,
France.
yeah, wagons full of vegetables and shit. Got to feed
Bunch
the
of
troops.
onions, take out a Nazi train. It's not going to happen, dude. But that was, I think World War II did change how industrialization and chemicals were used into preservatives, and how America changed the world from that. And I think so, like, you look at the stats of, fuck it, whether it's heart disease or COVID, how many people died in the United States compared to France or compared to any European country. Even Italy, where they're singing and doing all that stuff, but it was all old people dying, Whereas here, it's a lot more fat young people.
Yeah, it has crossed my mind that we, as us, Mike and I, get into our 40s and approach our 50s, because we are the first generation of processed food. We are the first generation where we're going to start seeing some of our friends die very young, like probably mid-50s.
Yeah.
What about me?
You have until about your mid-50s.
Oh, shit.
My unicorn.
That's okay.
No, it's not.
I can eat a lot of McDonald's before then.
Dude, if you die before me, I'll preserve you like Walt Disney. I'll have you frozen and I'll bring you back when the technology allows it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right before I die. You know what? Just froze me, guys.
If you
Freeze me up,
keep
boys.
eating off that fire, brother. You'll be kicking well into your 70s.
We'll be buddies in the year 3000 again.
We'll find out next
What
week.
the
that,
hell's
Jordan died of some fucking food disease.
Come
foodborne.
back and idiocracy is going on and they chose me. Oh, fuck.
He hasn't,
Well, boys.
he hasn't completely defrosted, but he's getting there. Yeah.
That's what goes in your ear. That's what goes in your butt. Wait a minute.
Oh, shit, boys. Well, we lost it from Luigi there for a minute.
Talking about healthcare, health issues in the United States.
What else has been going on of the late?
Holy crap. So that, Jesus, here we are. The other one that seems to have gotten glossed over was the Cybertruck that quote unquote blew up, but didn't really blow up, just sort of burned enthusiastically in front of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas.
And that was the...
I think I mentioned this with aliens.
That was the... Yeah, just slightly. But wasn't it like a...
Slightly.
that one was also out of the news cycle really fast.
Who did it?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I thought there was...
I don't think they ever positively ID'd the body.
Oh, I thought they
Supposedly
said
it's
there
that
was
the guy
Green
who was on
Beret
active
or
duty at
whatever.
Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
And he left some note about trying
Matthew something or other.
Right, but the whole thing is weird because
It didn't match
a Green
up to
Beret
his
would know that
son's-
that's not going to explode. It's just going to burn.
Yeah, it was
Unless the whole point
fireworks
was just
and
to burn and make a show.
propane.
Yeah.
But
Made all the Green
the
Beret
DNA
look like dummies.
DNA didn't match up to his son's DNA, but then they were saying his wife had an affair and maybe he found out the kid wasn't his. That's why he went on this. But like I said, he had information about gravitron technologies
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And,
for UAPs.
and you don't think it was like this poetic thing to do with outside the Trump Tower and a
Why would he
Tesla
mention
truck?
aliens and gravitron
I don't know.
technologies?
I don't know. Why wouldn't he?
The whole thing is weird, and it got pushed out of the news cycle really fast.
I think it's probably more likely it was a Cybertruck. I don't know about outside the Trump, maybe just because it gets attention.
Cybertruck self-driving system went wild. Cyberdyne Systems,
No,
Skynet
or
fucking
you
shot
can-
him in the head.
Not Skynet.
Headed to Boom City, got some fireworks, drove
there,
itself
yeah.
to fucking Trump Tower.
No, Boom City, then Cabela's to get some Coleman lantern fuel.
Yes.
To put in the
Yes.
trunk to go with the fireworks. You got
See,
it.
I didn't realize. I thought it was like cans of gas, and I was like, "It's a fucking like this isn't a hybrid.
Well, and the other thing that
that
made
a-
me think too on that one is like
What's this dumbass doing?
Drive
That's
this
Cyber-
Cybertruck to fill up my gas cans for my lawnmower or whatever.
Fucking jackass."
a bunch of diesel.
Yeah.
Dude, at work we had a so Hummer came out with an all electric, their new Hummer thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a piece of shit. But anyways,
shit, huh?
it's like
Wait a
an
minute,
old
a Hummer that's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more so than the original because now it's all electric and they don't work
That
right.
Hummer sucks dick.
But it's got a T-top like the old Camaros. Didn't the Camaros have a
Yes, they
or an
did.
IROC Camaro had the
IROC, yeah.
T-top? So they
We
have
call it White Dragon.
so they have a new T-top on the new Hummers and
Pontiac Firebirds.
they didn't seal them right from the factory, so a bunch of them are getting water leaks.
Dude, hey, guess what, brother? They never sealed the T-top.
They never
right?
seal. No. But this whole EV, that like the dealership brought this car in. They're like,
tale as old as time. My T-top's leaking. No fucking shit.
yeah. But they brought this car in. They're like, something's wrong with it, and they brought it in. Our guys opened it up, and it's like, dude, there's water in the center console, the glove box,
Oh,
like
shit. You
the
know what?
where you like
That happened
everything
to,
poured into the front, and the whole thing held it all. And it's all electric, and
that
things
happened
are
to-
going wrong left
shit.
and right.
Oh, got on all the circuitry.
It's
Oh,
everywhere in this car.
Shorted
It
out all the
filled it
boards.
up, and then it went into every circuit.
Jesus.
That's hilarious.
That happened to one of the guys from the gym who had remember the fancy red Bronco
Yeah.
where it something was not sealed in the lid of it. And so like literally the walls filled up with
channel.
water.
Yeah.
Really? That's what happened.
And they finally had to lemon it. Like that was he had, it was problem after problem after problem. And there was finally enough problems that they were forced to lemon lot, buy it back.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever found my pee.
Yeah, but it's tough getting new vehicles and new concepts. Is like there's going to be so many problems.
Yeah, but I mean that's a tale as old as time. Like I
Yeah,
said,
with
brother,
that one, though.
you're gonna cut in a fucking moonroof, huh?
Dude, what about
Smart.
Cybertrucks? Like, there's got to be problems with Cybertrucks left and right, and that's brand new.
They're burning down in front of buildings and shit.
Yeah, people are offing themselves
Skynet's taking
with
them over.
Desert
Yeah, that's a
Eagles.
big fucking problem.
Yeah,
Dude, there's a
They're
Cybertruck
fucking
at our
hypnotizing
gym.
people with that big ass fucking screen.
There's a Cybertruck at our gym.
Oh,
Oh
is there?
shit, we better
Keep
be
your
careful.
eye on
Yeah,
it.
we better be fucking careful.
Keep your eye on it, dude.
Yeah, you know what would be funny is to fucking
Set it on fire.
no,
a shit
to
on
go
it?
over there.
Got you good, fucker.
No, to take a fucking a fire extinguisher and park it and like just wherever they park, set it in front of it.
It's a real understated fucking. It'd be funny.
Is it a CrossFit? I take it.
I don't know. Might be our gym. I don't know.
That'd be wild.
I always see it in
why
between.
does everybody hate on Tesla so much?
I don't know.
Because isn't that like the most American car?
Well,
right
the
now?
left hates Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they hate him for buying X or
Yeah.
Twitter.
Whereas he used to be a god for cleaning up the planet.
But also
Now
the
he's a
right
piece
kind of
shit.
dislikes him for making EVs, which they sort of associate with the left.
Yeah.
But the left buys all the EVs from a guy they hate, which
Yes.
I always laugh at.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
this whole
That's
dynamic
That's why
is
it's
just
great.
too much.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I got no problem with fucking,
Nah, he's doing his thing.
you know, that's like Kid Rock's got one of those, and
A Tesla?
he's got a Tesla truck that's painted like the General Lee.
Generally.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Kid Rock, dude. That guy.
Yeah. All right, so we got that. What else?
Well, there's a small fire in LA.
There's this little campfire got a little out of hand. Now they're
Make
finding
sure to
people.
blame. This is Trump. What I love is that this is Trump's fault. He's not even in office yet.
Jesus, are they really blaming it on
Yeah,
Trump?
Gavin Newsom was on TV trying to say that Trump wasn't doing enough to support the fire efforts.
We all know the fire's racist. It's been that way for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I know people are starting to roast freaking Gavin Newsom.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There,
That guy's
I
a
think he's going to
piece
find
of
the
shit.
same demise as Trudeau,
Oh, good. I hope so.
which is something else that has happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
Oh,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
Trudeau is moving out.
Apparently, we're buying Greenland and Mexico.
Dude,
I don't think
I
that's
think,
really out.
yeah,
but
I don't
fuck
think we're.
knows?
I think it's fun to say.
Greenland would be quite.
Except that the
that'd be
minister
kinda
has
cool.
said he's willing to
Willing
meet with
to
Trump
talk.
to discuss it.
Which is awesome.
Because his words were, "We're not necessarily citizens of we don't identify as Norwegians."
Norwegian, yeah.
Dude, Greenland would be kind of a cool accusation.
Yeah, no passport, go hang out,
Fucking
in hot springs and shit.
yeah, dude.
A little bit
Mexico,
of a
Salted shark.
A
Mexico,
little bit
I
of
kind
a
of feel
fishing
like,
trip, boys.
yeah, dude. Now we're talking.
I just want to go to
Get
hot
some
spring
cod?
with you two.
Oh, there we go. All right.
You guys want to get a
Once again, a little bit of a fishing trip. Fish on.
See how many drinks Jordan can get bought.
Yeah, dude.
Cover it.
Somebody's gonna drink the worm. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna get hammered drunk. I'll tell you what.
You guys like rubbing clay on your chest?
Yeah, let's go.
You want to eat some lutefisk?
Some lutefisk.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Mexico, they should kind of just give us. You know, it's like, come on.
I mean, the border's open anyway.
Yeah, we're
Fuck
pretty
it.
much. What are we talking about? Like, you guys can keep your flag as a state, and
Yeah, honestly,
That'll
that would
be
make
that.
it easier for me to move to Baja when I'm an old man.
you know what I mean.
Go die in my dirt shed alone.
No passport. Like, finally, we can get a little bit of this because they do 500-year leases, right? Isn't that what they do?
Something like that.
Shit.
You can't own land, but you can lease for 500 years or something, supposedly.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe it's 50 years. I don't know.
It's better than a Lexus lease.
Well, I think that kind of wraps up all the current events we've been.
Was this a current event thing?
No, but I mean, we might as well.
We're time stamping it.
If this was intentionally set in Los Angeles, which indications right now are that it was.
Weren't we seeing video of people setting fires?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that we'll ever get straight answers.
No, we'll never get straight answers from anything.
Yeah.
Roswell.
What do you think? It obviously won't be contained to the Los Angeles area.
No. But I mean, what do you do when you have the population of Canada living in California? Like the proximity of per square mile, your proximity of having a resident next to you is going to be higher. And it's like the earth is changing. It is warming up. I don't call it whatever
We're
you
coming
want.
out of an ice age. That's what happens.
Exactly.
When you come out of an ice age.
Fire is going to be more prevalent. And in a state where you have so many people so close, it's like, don't get me wrong, this is a horrific thing, but it's like, that's what happens when you cluster super houses.
I also saw it pointed out that LA, like, it's sort of like, no shit, Sherlock. LA is built on a desert grassland, which part of desert grassland natural cycle is
burning
fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, these were intentionally lit, which is a whole other story.
And most of them are. Like all these giant
that's true.
fires,
All the ones
most
in
of
BC,
them are.
Washington, Montana. Yeah.
But remember a couple of years ago, that one in Arizona where that guy did a gender reveal party and he shot a bunch of tannerite and it got the field on fire. And then it was like 1 million acres up in smoke. And he's like, it was a boy.
blue powder.
Yeah, oops.
This gender reveal thing.
Didn't pull out and shouldn't have shot.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Well, so my question was because it is if this is a terrorist attack, it's a genius way to do it to basically create a natural disaster. Along those same lines, what would you do? Obviously, wildfire is not an option in Washington State, or at least on west side of the mountains. What would you guys do? Or maybe we shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
loud.
wait a second.
loud.
What?
Maybe we should talk about this after we end the show.
I would give everyone on the Western Washington a big hug and a kiss is what I would do.
All right. Well,
Pass it on
end it right
mono.
there. That's your terrorist advice for the evening. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, love everybody.
All of it.